Okay, so another command I want to talk about that's super useful is the find command. The find command is super useful for finding files on your file system. So if we ls here, you can see that we're back on my Mac and I have the CSV files here. If we ls done, there's a bunch of files in there. If I were to run find and give it the current directory as an argument, it will find all the files in my current directory and it will recurse. It will traverse the file system. It will go into subdirectories and find every file it finds, printing it. Look, there's even a little Mac built-in file there. How annoying. So from here, we can do all sorts of stuff. We could say find dot, but I only want to find regular files. So type F. So as you can see, this filtered out the directory done, and this filtered out the dot. So we just have regular files. By contrast, we could find directories. So these are the two directories that it found in here. Also, if we were to find an empty directory, luckily on my system and most systems, you will find var empty. It's an empty directory. Find var empty. We run this, and all it found was itself. If we do type F, actually put an F there, it found nothing. There are no files in there. For this next example, I'm going to log back into my Linux box because it's a file system I'm more comfortable with. Let's find all the files in user share. So there will be a lot. And as you can see, there's a lot here. We could pipe this to word count -L, and we can see that there are roughly 18,000 files found here. Okay, that's a lot. We could do some other stuff. We could do type F for just the plain files, and we could do type D for just the directories. Okay, that's interesting. So if we take these two numbers, we add them together, they should be the same, right? 1231 plus 15593. If we add these together, we should get 18098, right? Not quite. What's that discrepancy there? Well, there are other types of files. We have talked about -F for a regular file, -D for a directory. There are symlinks, there are named pipes, there are sockets. I don't know what user share has. I'm willing to bet it's probably just symlinks, but let's go ahead and list the symlinks because there are other types. L for symlinks. Oh yeah, there's a lot there. So let me do this again. We have F, we have D. Let's go ahead and do the L one and pipe that to word count -L. And what is it without any of them? It is that. So if I go back to this echo here, 1231, 15593 plus 1274, we get 18098. So there you go. So we have regular files, we have directories, we have symlinks. In the man page for find, it should list all those. I'm going to search for -type and see what actual types there are. This man page is gigantic. Oh my god. Here we go. Wow, this took a while to find. The man page is gigantic. At least we know how to search through man pages now. So D for directory, F for regular file, L for symbolic link, sockets, blocks, characters, directory. I already said that, name pipe. Door. So on Solaris, you're going to actually have a door. Oh, that's so funny. I'm on a Linux machine. I didn't realize the GNU find was aware of that. Yeah, because on my Illumos machines, there are definitely files that just exist as doors. Now, there are other things we can do. I'll give you a quick little crash course on find, because we have find user share, type F, and these are all the regular files that we found. As you can see, there's all sorts of different files, like text files, for instance. We can just filter on text files. -name star.txt. Notice that I'm putting in quotes. This is very important. I don't want bash to expand this glob. I want find to take this as a wildcard. So let's go ahead and run this, and we can see that, oh look, we have some text files. That's significantly less. Hey, that's kind of nice. Word count -L. There's 193 text files in user share. That's pretty cool to be able to answer these questions pretty quickly. You can operate on these too. I can pass this to exec, and then I can execute a command on each file. So this can be very scary if you exec rm, for example, but I can exec like echo, hi, I found a file, open and close parentheses. That's a special syntax to find, letting it know to put the name of the file there. Yay. And then I need to tell find that we're done. So I have to give the find command a semicolon. This is not a bash thing, this is a find thing. So I have to give it a semicolon, but bash will interpret that. So I have to either escape it or I have to put it in quotes. Either one is valid. So as you can see, for every file it found, it executed echo, and it said, hi, I found a file. Yay. I'm not going to quiz you on the syntax, but it is useful to know. I would say get comfortable using the -exec with find because it is powerful. If you want to batch process it, get comfortable piping it to xargs. Xargs will take a program, like I could say echo hi, and it will append the name of the file to the end of the command here by default, but it will batch them. it'll batch them in an optional, like you can change the size of the batching. So if you have like 10,000 files and you want to delete all of them, you could batch them in RM 1,000 at a time using xargs. If you're on Linux, you probably have print 0 and xargs -0. Get used to doing that because that separates the files based on null bytes and not new lines, because file names can have new lines in them. I talk about that a lot on my YouTube channel, and it can get us into some weird, hairy situations. I'm not going to talk about it too much in this course. It's not really relevant for this course in terms of learning. If you're interested in all those gotchas and stuff, I would definitely say, like, go check out my videos on my, YouTube channel. Obviously, I'll put the links and the references and stuff because I like to talk about all those weird gotchas. I like to make files with colors in them, so when you ls you can actually see colors, or it makes your terminal move around because it moves the cursor. That's all possible, and I like to have fun with that. In this course, I'm not going to assume that you're on a system that I've messed with, so I'm going to assume that things are safe and predictable. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, that's useful. The find command is super useful, and it recurses by default. Does find have a depth? I think I might be able to say depth 1 or max depth 1. Oh, it's even yelling at me. Find, you definitely have to make sure you put the expressions in the right order. The order 1000% matters. Is it depth 1 like this? This is what I get for trying to make up syntax off the top of my head. Look at the man page. Don't trust me here. I'm not an expert when it comes to the find command. I use it sparingly. I don't really need it that often. So yeah, definitely take some time to learn it. I'll do the same because apparently I don't even know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, that's the find command.